Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Isma Khalid and I'm a student of Masters of Design. Today I'm gonna walk you through the process of my second semester's final, which was that we had to make a panel. I chose sand dune as my inspiration, but it had to be functional. We had to design it for our auditorium and it had to be acoustically functional, like, absorb the sound or disperse it. So here's what you're seeing is my market visit, and right now this is the collection of the fabrics that I got. uh, I was staying between the family of browns because the theme was monochromatic. This is basically my inspiration, which are sand dunes, and as you can see the pattern in it, the best technique I thought was smoking. I could have achieved the same pattern through that. So this is the first fabric that I chose to experiment on. It's kind of like jute, but it's synthetic. And also I got this foam to put underneath it to achieve that functionality. I drew the boxes on it to make the pattern for smoking, and then I stitched both the foam and the fabric together, and then I started stitching. I stitched a lot, like there was no tomorrow. I stitched and I stitched, as you can see. So it was quite hard to stitch the form with the fabric because the form was like very fragile and it would break when I would pull the thread. So it took quite a lot of time that I had initially intended. And as you can see, this is how it's looking from the back. I was able to achieve some really great textures on it. Also, when I was done with this fabric, I also did the same technique on wool, which you will see. Like this is how it was looking from the front, and this is when it was done. The upper one is the jute and the lower one is the wool fabric. Now this is the foam that I used for quilting. It's also synthetic, and I just let the machine, make natural wavy stitches. I was not holding the fabric back because I didn't want this very structured stitches on it. I did that with several fabrics, and as you can see, I just kept stitching it till I, felt like it was okay. It kept adding layers on it. So this is the second fabric. I also did it on velvet. And then it was time to compose it. This is the composition I chose, and I put jumboline on the back of it, and then I started stitching all the pieces together. Since I had used jumboline as the back, it was hard to stitch it. Now every piece of fabric that I had put on the panel had some type of forming on the back of it to achieve the function of actually absorbing the sound. Here it is. I'm putting it together layer by layer, one by one. I put all the fabrics in layering so that the function part of it could be achieved very well. I was putting stitches very carefully so that it wouldn't show and it wouldn't mess up the look. Here it is. I'd also put a very thick upholstery fabric on the back of jumpoline, so that also helped with the layering and the thickness of the panel. And here it is, all complete, all stitched up, and now you can see all the layering of the quilting, and then the smoking, and now and for hanging, I chose a rod that we usually use in homes for hanging curtains. I covered it up with jute and then stitched it to the panel. That's how I thought best it would work, and this is the final display.